Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show, everybody. James here, your host. Yes, it is Friday. We have one more show for you guys. This is the final show for the week, but we're here. We're going to throw this out with a bang. We're going to start this off with their Halloween flash sale. Guys, you probably saw all the great deals you could have got at the beginning of the week. We had a bunch of fun with that. But they want to keep it going with, of course, the Halloween flash sales. So we got that going for you guys today. You're also going to notice that we have that 5% banner down there, guys, for you. If you purchase anything over $1,000 or up to $1,000 and over, you guys can use that 5% off of those purchases with that. Now, it can be multiple items or a single item over $1,000. Going to get that extra 5% off, which is actually kind of cool. And thank you, Jackery, for throwing that out there for these streams. Much appreciated with that. Now, guys, like always, unmute, ask questions. If you have questions about stuff, we are willing to talk about that. We usually go through a script that I just keep doing, but if you guys have questions, we can bounce off that script without a problem and no fundamentally way of having an issue with it. Now, with that going on and all of the other cool stuff, guys, I'm going to mention a few things. Always hit that follow button and, of course, hit that live notification button so you know when we're live and around here. Now, we're going to start this off with a very, very beautiful but small package of a power station. This is the 100 Plus. The 100 Plus is going to be perfect for traveling, even on planes, trains, or even automobiles, or just small usages around the house. Whatever you really feel like, this thing will actually do that for you. The 100 Plus is a really beautiful palm-sized package of a product. This is the 100 Plus. Now, the 100 Plus comes with its own cable kit. This is a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. This cable is 100 watts pass-through acceptable. It also, of course, has the DC to USB-C plug for your actual solar panel as well. Comes with those plugs. You don't have to worry about it. Now, like I said, guys, this is a palm-sized package. It is less than, of course, 3 pounds. This is 2.2 pounds. So pretty much 2 pounds of weight. And a very, very, very beautiful little package right here. Now, it does have 2 USB-C ports. They are 100 watts charging capable ports. Those USB-C ports are 100 watts in and out charging ports. You also have an 18 watt USB-A port and a DC plug. Now, when you hit the power button, you're going to notice that it'll come on, and I'll show you guys the battery voltage and everything in there with that. 99 watt hours of power, or 31,000 milliamps. It should allow you to run a Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours if you guys want to play a Nintendo Switch off of this. Now, some other cool things to plug in this would be, like a portable monitor to play that Nintendo Switch on, or even your iPhones. You guys could actually charge your iPhone approximately 6 times off of this. Now, you can even do your DSLR batteries with this as well without a problem. This is a beautiful one. I actually like this. It does have, of course, that Class 9 drop protection, fire retardant shell. It's going to be fully charged in under 2 hours with this device, which is amazing. Plug in your cabling and grab the device that you're going to charge off of it and have no issues doing that. If I really wanted to, we could actually just unplug something over here, and we can grab that plug and plug it in there like that. And now I'm actually running this phone off of this, and that's what I normally do when I'm actually needing the extra power. Really cool idea. And then when you're doing that, guys, you're going to notice right there it's showing you guys the voltage it's pulling and how many hours that it's actually going to allow me to run that, which is kind of cool. Since it dropped down to about 1 watt, it says 50 hours of runtime. I'm not going to believe that because it's going to start draining that. But very cool idea to be able to do that. Very beautiful little piece, nice and palm size, but definitely acceptable and easily to carry around. If you need a product like this, guys, $129 today is the price point for this. Now, still a great price point for a device of this size. Very, very amazing little piece. I like that. It's 13% off. Cool product right there, guys. 100 Plus. I'm going to set the 100 Plus down. I'm going to grab a sip of water. If you guys don't know, I've been streaming quite a lot, and my voice and throat has taken a beating from it. So up next, we have the 240 V2. The 240 V2 is a really cool little product. We're going to have 2 variations of it. We're going to show you guys, of course. First, I want to stop that little video that started playing. We're going to grab the 240 V2. This is the 240 V2. Now, the 240 V2 is 256 watt hours of power in a device under 8 pounds. Now with it, of course, it's got a handle that can actually allow you to carry it away. What I am actually noticing is that banner, of course, is in our way. So I'm going to move the banner to the opposite side of this show so you guys can see this product a little easier. Now, 200 plus watt hours, right? You have 256 watt hours of power with this device. It is, of course, $249 for this one, which is actually kind of cool. Now, 256 watt hours of power in a LiFePo 4 cell that can be charged in 1 hour charge time with Charge Shield 2.0, and it has Charge Shield 2.0, which is a new technology. Now, with it, you have one AC outlet that's going to do 200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 400 with that. You also have two USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt in and out port. That 100 watt in and out port is where you're going to plug in your USB or your solar panels to charge this device off of. You're also going to see, of course, that 15 watt port over here, which is actually kind of cool as well. Now, the 15 watt port is an output only with this. Now, you also have a 15 watt USB-A port and a 12 volt 10 amp DC plug up there on top. Lois, good evening. Welcome to the show. Now, with it, you have that flashlight, of course, over here. And Sheila, how are you doing? You have the flashlight. It's going to do multi-modes. Now, it's going to work with the app. It's going to charge on a wall plug. This is going to allow you to do a bunch of things. Now, Sheila, I did not see you write hello because I had it blocked. It was completely blocked. 256 watt hours of power, fully charged in under 1 hour time with Charge Shield 2.0. Or you guys can do, of course, the quick charge at 2 hours with that. Now, with that being said, you can run a Bluetooth speaker for over 16 hours off of this. You can actually do drone batteries, 4 to 5 different drone charges on those batteries, 3 hours on your laptop with this, or of course 12 to 13 iPhone batteries. Really very acceptable with this. Busy, kind of. Could not see it because I blocked the phone because I had it up in the air a minute ago. You know, me being me, things happen. Cool little piece. It's actually, I believe this is like 28% off. Lois, can you confirm the price of this? For some reason, I'm not seeing prices again. What is up with that? Yeah. That it's definitely, I have a slight hiccup with the pricings, guys. I'm going to apologize for that. Not sure. Let me check. It's going to be a carrying case. There's actually a buy one, get one free with the carrying case. I didn't see that. Yeah, so I can't see prices. The prices are not correct with that. Kenneth, hello. Christopher, hello. How are you guys doing? So guys, really cool piece. This is actually really phenomenal little product. Very beautifully well done. Can actually run a bunch of different stuffs. Now, you guys can run a CPAP machine. Okay, thank you, Sheila. For some reason, it's not showing me it, and I'm a Prime member. I don't know why it's not showing me prices. Hey, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. Oh, so you know what? Hey, I bet you that 100 plus was actually. No, Sheila, it's not. So in the app that's controlling the show, it's actually showing it for 179. So yeah, if you want, of course, this with the solar panel, that's an option as well. The solar panel, of course, is the Mini 40. This is actually a really good package as well. That's going to be this piece right here in this little device. Now, fully waterproof, water resistant, works in harsh and wet weather. It's going to be paired perfectly well. This is like 11 pound or less package total together. This is a little over 2 pounds. This is like 8 pounds. You do the math, like 10 pounds or so. Not a bad package deal. I'm going to show you guys this panel though. Yeah, it's switching on me too, Sheila. So I'm not really sure the pricing. So I'm going to go without pricing tonight. That's what's going to have to happen. Right here, guys, really cool piece. It is literally a 1/2 inch thick. It is 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide. It has a magnetic clasp to hold it shut. It's going to allow you to do that. It has, of course, the eye rings. These are going to allow you, of course, to tie it so you guys can hold it down. In winds, trifold design, quad panel. When you open it up, nice and wide panel for this, which is actually kind of cool. Shirley, hello. How are you doing? Now, of course, guys, the panel is beautifully well done. This is going to be perfect. It's notebook sized. It can fit in your backpack without a problem. And that's where it's kind of cool because you can carry it around with your backpack. The cabling, of course, does have a 9.5-foot cable. The 9.5-foot cable is going to be just like this. That's going to have, of course, a plug side, and that's going to have your either your 79 or 7909 or 8020 plug adapter. If you have to charge to the USB-C port, it's going to have that port as well with this for the 240. So it's a really cool plug, great little solar panel that's going to work out well for a lot of people if you need something of that size. Now we also have the 300. This is of course an original styling. This is another really cool one right here. 293 watt hours of power, 7-pound package, fixed handle, beautiful logo of course as well. This one actually has 2 AC outlets. The dual AC outlets on this are actually going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600 watts for those of you that need that little bit of extra power. Now with it, you have 2 USB-A ports and a USB-C port. The USB-C port on this one's a 60 watt in and out port. You also have the DC plug. Now, you still have that DC 12 volt 10 amp plug output port, which is your like cigarette lighter. Cool part is 3.5 hours on a wall plug fully charged. If you want to, use the DC wall plug and that USB-C port because it's an in and out port. 2 hours charged, you're up and running. And that's where it's actually fundamentally very good for you. Now, with this one, you should be able to run a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours. You're going to get anywhere from 15 to 16 DSLR batteries or 6 drone batteries. Now, you could run a mini cooler off of this. You guys could do a CPAP machine with this. A CPAP machine will probably run around 6 hours, though. You're not going to get a full 8 hours of sleep time, and that's dependent on if your CPAP machine has the heated hose with that. Now, your mini cooler, about 4.5 hours. Your 60-watt flat screen TV, like the one back there, about 4.5 hours as well. It's going to allow you to charge more phones with this, of course. I mean, if you look at the 240, you're going to get anywhere from 12 phones. So with a little extra power, you're going to get, of course, more than that. Probably about 20 max with that. 4 to 4.5 hours of laptop on this, which is great. But it's the lightweight portableness of this, which is actually kind of cool. You guys can carry it around like a boom box or just use it as a weight and start doing curls. I mean, if you really need to work out, I mean, just, get the workout in. But I'm just messing around, guys. On the bottom, silicone pads. The silicone pads are really nice, too. It's a great touch to have these because you can actually set it on the hood of your car without damaging the hood of your car. Or you guys can set it on your glass tables or wherever you want. It also is going to stop any vibrations from leaking in and shaking up the battery as well with that and keeping the vibrations out. Now, cooling with this, it's going to be really, really well. Derek, thank you for the follow. Kenneth, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Now, it's a cool little piece. I've actually used this for other stuff like my Keystone lights that I use for recording or even my cameras. I plug my Sony ZV in with this and I will charge, run off of that. Especially since now the batteries won't stay charged on my Sony camera for some reason, but we're not going to go there with that one. But it's a nice piece of lightweight technology. I mean, it's 7 pounds. The lithium cells in this are going to last you a nice long lifespan. Very, very user-friendly. Again, you guys could pair this up with like the Mini 40 solar panel or even the 100-watt solar panel would work well with this. This is an amazing little piece that's going to do well for you guys. So that's the 300. Now, if it's, I believe it's like $199 today, which is about 29% savings if the app is showing it correctly for that one. Now, with it, we're going to move over to the 500, which is a bigger one. Now, with all the new people coming in and watching, I'm going to mention we do have a 5% code down there. That 5% code is going to allow you to take 5% off of anything over $1,000. So you're going to get a little extra savings off of those purchases for you. Now we're going to move over to the OBSBot. We're going to actually bounce down. We're going to go to the table. We're going to zoom on in to the product in the middle right there. That is the 500. That's the Explorer 500. Now the Explorer 500 is 518 watt hours of power in this device. Now it steps up to about 13.5 pounds, which is actually very acceptable. It's nice and lightweight without a problem. I don't have a problem with the weight of that actual device, which is kind of cool. It's going to do well for you guys and actually do fundamentally beautifully well. Now with this, it's 40% off. It's like $299. So you do have a 40% off with this one, which is going to do well at the price point of this package. Now, like I said, 518 watt hours of power in a 13-pound package, has the fixed handle like the other one, has a single AC outlet, 3-prong American style plug. That plug's going to do 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000. That means, yes, you guys could use it for most of your regular devices, but you could plug in an AC into this without a problem. Your 520 watt refrigerator. Now, 520 watt refrigerator should be able to run for about 1 hour of runtime off of this wattage. It will take you, though, about 5.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. Same with a cigarette car lighter. If you're using a solar panel, though, a 100 watt Solar Saga solar panel, it's going to take about 7.5 hours out in the sun. With the device, though, it does have, of course, 3 USB-A ports. Those are 5 volt, 2.4 amps. You also have 3 DC output ports and 1 DC input port. The DC input port is where you're going to plug in your solar panel, your wall plugs, and all of those devices. One sec, everybody. It has been a long week of streams. Now, with this, though, this device does have a flashlight. If I flip it over, flashlight's going to do standard mode. If I hold it down, it's going to go into SOS pattern for you. Now, fixed handle, lightweight, perfectly well done, has a screen for you. This will allow you to run a mini cooler for about 9 hours. Flat screen TV anywhere from 7 to 8 hours, depending on the TV. About 30 hours of your laptop play or your guys' CPAP machine all night without a problem. You guys could run a mini cooler, a blender, air pumps. You guys could do electric blanket for like 4 hours. Or if you really wanted to, plug in your pet heating pads or even your fish tank oxygen machines to get the fish their oxygen they need. It'll work well for that. It's a great, great piece. And like I said, 40% off, so it's $299.99. That's actually a really amazing deal for that. So if you're looking for something like that, that's going to be a great option for you. Perfectly well set. Now, you have multiple ports, nice and reliable. This is actually going to do very, very well. It's a great option of a product out there. Now, they also have it with a 100-watt solar panel, so you guys do have those options to purchase either way. We're just showing you guys with, of course, by itself. Now, we're going to be moving into a new product. This is going to be the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually 38% off today. It's like $499. I'm going to bounce up here to the top. We're going to move the camera over, and we're going to start zooming on in with this. Now, you're probably wondering, well, it's way up there. And it is way up there, and that's because I have a lot of product to show tonight. So we kind of set things in certain areas. This is the 1000 V2, so it is version 2. There is an original one with the fixed handle. They updated it and upgraded it, guys, to this. This is, of course, the newer variation. It is 1,070 watt-hours of power in a LiFePO 4 cell system. Now, like the 240 V2, it's got Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is going to give you that emergency supercharging accessibility. Now, that accessibility means you can actually fully charge it in 1 hour charge time if it's an emergency. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, don't always use that charging port because it will, of course, drain the batteries a little quicker than usual after, charging it so fast all the time. Now, with that being said, you guys can do standard fast charging mode. It's going to be a little under 2 hours fully charged that way. If you, of course, have to do it in quiet charging mode, 5 hours of charge rate with this. Now, it is actually about 18% smaller than the original, which is kind of cool. The 1,070 watt-hours of power, but you have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 3,000. That means, yes, you can plug your 1150 watt window AC into this. You can even plug your table saw into this, your house vacuum cleaner, or even your hair dryer. Now, you technically can plug your double door refrigerator in this and run your double door refrigerator for about 2 hours. Or you guys can even do, let's say, your house stove. You can plug your house stove into this. Now, with the variations of the devices, you're going to get different run times with this, which is kind of cool, but you do have all the run times. You can do a laptop about 14 hours, 74 phone charges, about 50 hours on your Bluetooth speaker. 7.5 times faster charging. 12 hours with a heated blanket will keep you up and warm and no problem. Flat screen TV, about 10 hours ish, or of course your mini fridge. That's going to be like your car fridge for that, about 14 hours of runtime. Now, this works with an app. Now, the system by itself is $499 tonight, which is actually a great price point. But we also have it in the carousel with, of course, the solar panel. That's going to be, I think, like a $799 price tag or $779 price tag for that. But you have the options with that. And, of course, it's a good solar panel because that's actually going to come with, I think it's the 200-watt solar panel, if I can remember right. So, great options with both of those. Now, what I can tell you is that it does work with the app. So the app is going to allow you to control all these switches without a problem. It is Android-based and iOS-based. It can actually control most of these products on this table, except for like the original variations, which are the fixed handles. So with that being said, though, you guys can turn on the flashlight as well. You guys can, of course, do the super quick supercharge. It'll have to be accessed in the app. With the app, of course, is nice and beautifully well done. And I'm going to grab my phone. We're going to attempt to grab the app. Hopefully, I'm logged in. Sometimes you have to re-log in with this. But we're going to open a thing. We're going to show you guys. When you're running it, it's going to actually show you guys your battery charge. It'll show you guys your temperature. You can put that in Celsius or, of course, Fahrenheit. It'll allow you to see the plugs. And you guys see right here, we're pulling about 7 watts of draw off of the one plug. It says about 49 hours remaining of runtime. You can do screen on, screen off, or of course you guys can have a timer to shut the screens off. When you, of course, go into with the other settings, you're going to do like battery management settings, charging settings. Charging settings is going to be like your standard fast charging mode, or of course quiet charging mode, which will make it take longer. So really simple app, easy to use, quick and simple piece of technology though for that one. 1000 V2 or the 1000 V2 with, of course, the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panel. Now, this device can actually run 2 of those 200-watt panels. If you have 2 of those panels, it's going to be able to charge it in about 3 hours of time outside, which is great charge time with this. I love the accessibility for that and the usability, and I love that they allowed it to use the 200-watt panel. Now, just because it says the 200-watt panel, you can actually still plug in the 100-watt panel if that's the panel you have. Now, you can also do, of course, the original 80-watt panel that they had. I believe they're no longer making the 80 panel, but you have the options with that. Of course, every station comes with a bag or, of course, comes with the cables that you need to run these systems and the user manuals. So you'll probably either get like a cigarette lighter plug to plug it into your car to charge it off that way, or you'll get a wall plug like this to charge it. That's just a standard 3-prong style. Or you'll get a solar panel cabling if you get a solar panel system, which is kind of cool with that. So, amazing little piece. I love that one. The 1000 V2 is really cool. It's a great little option that's going to do well for you. It is, of course, still actually not too heavy. About 20-something pounds with that one, so it's not as heavy as you would expect it to be with like some of the others in the actual the market of this range. Some of them weigh almost 40 pounds, which is crazy amount of weight. This weighs literally like, I think it's 23.4 pounds. So nice and lightweight piece. Of course, you have both options with that or the solar panel. Now we're going to move over to the 2000 V2, which is down on the table right there for you. Now, this is a brand new product that actually dropped this week. Now, the 2000 V2 has got some technology that even the 1000 V2 did not have. And that's what's called cell-to-body technology, or cell-to-body. The cell-to-body is actually going to allow them to design and build this device in less steps and quicker. So it's no longer going to take like a 3-step process to build the battery, build it into the device. It's built into the device instead, and it's called honeycomb design in the bottom of the shell. So you're going to have honeycombs where the actual LiFePO4 cells sit in. That's also going to allow those LiFePO4 cells to be more protected in drop scenarios, or even like shearing points, or even swelling of batteries, which is kind of cool that it can actually do that. It's going to then shrink the size of the housing down as well, which is really cool that they can actually do this. Now, 2,042 watt hours of power in this device. It does weigh about 39 pounds of weight with the one. Now, you do have, of course, 3 AC outlets that are going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 4,400 if you need to. Now, with the 2,024 watt hours of power, you guys can run a window AC for about 2 hours of time off that. It's going to be like your 1,150 watt window AC. You also have 2 USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 30 watt port above that. Below those 2 USB-C ports, you have an 18 watt USB-A port for your standard phone charging cables, or of course flashlight cables that don't have that new USB-C port. Above it has, of course, the standard 12 volt 10 amp DC plug. That's your cigarette lighter style plug. That cigarette lighter plug, if you guys don't use it for like your mattresses or rafts and stuff, you guys can use it to put another adapter in there to add extra USB-C ports or USB-A ports. That's up to you if you need those extra plugs. With it, it does have the flashlight on the front, and the flashlight on the front's really, really cool with this. Now, yes, it does need to be powered on. Actually, shut it off. So let's power it up. Once we power it up, you guys are going to see, of course, that beautiful display with it. Now, the display is going to show you guys about 90% battery, and then it's going to start flashing up on the top, stating that we need to connect it up through the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connectability. I don't really need to do that because I just pull up the app. It's going to pair itself up, and then once it's paired up, it'll show me the actual battery charge. That's where it's going to allow me, of course, to turn on the flashlights if I want to turn on a flashlight, just by hitting the app. Now, if I want to go into SOS pattern, I can hit SOS as well, or even drop it down to low light settings. So you can actually turn the flashlights on. You can also do, of course, the AC outlet, which is going to light up green, or, of course, the DC outlet as well. You can shut those off. Now, screen on, screen off. If you want to shut the screen off, hit the switch on this, and it's off. So the app will control that. Like I said, it's a really, really amazing app, and of course, completely accessible. It will run a lot of different products all together, which is also another great idea that I can connect up multiple pieces of this. Now, hello, how are you doing? From Malibu. Nice. Now, with its sustainable power, green energy, light, of course, with this, about 13 inches long by 10 inches deep by 12 inches high. It's going to be about 30 decibels of noise, and that most of that's from your switches and, of course, the little bit of fans that are in there. For runtime, like your mini fridge is about 72 hours of runtime with your mini fridge. Or if you guys want to do your portable little ovens, about 30 hours-ish if it's a small oven. Now, 60 hours with your heated blanket. You guys can do, of course, a vacuum cleaner for 2.5 hours, or other variations of devices from your sub pumps, air pumps, electric drills, even your kitchen stoves or fridges. So, that's right. No, I do not. Unfortunately, I'm not feeding it pretty much, except for a wall plug. I live in an apartment building. Yeah, it would definitely, yeah, if I could, that would be kind of cool. You know, go into like the DeLorean, feed it like, you know, like your trash would be kind of cool. I would get down with that. It is definitely very lightweight. Now, guys, by itself, it's $999 today. But if you guys want to get it, you guys can get it with, of course, the solar panels. It is going to be a dual solar panel device. Now, the solar panel package is going to come with 2 of the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panels for $1,599 tonight at a 36% savings. Now, there are 2 applicable free products with that. And I did not realize it, but you're going to get the large carrying case. You're also going to get the DC extension cable. So that's kind of cool with that. Now, those applicable promotions or, you know, applied promotions are already there. You just have to purchase the product, put it in your cart, and then pay for it, and it'll be knocked off in there with that. So kind of cool that they have those. Now, those will probably be like limited, so first come, first serve with the free gifts. But did not know it was in there. That's kind of cool. With the 2 400-watt solar panels, 5.5 hours is going to be your charge time with this device outside. Does have a carrying handle. The handle is, of course, very easy to carry around with it. It's the weight. So, I mean, not a lot of us are going to want to carry 39 pounds everywhere. Just know, though, that each solar panel weighs a little bit more as well on top of that. Now, I believe they redesigned some of the 200 watt panels, so I haven't seen the new design if they did. I will actually have Lois check that for me. Now, another cool thing is they created a new bag out there. So there is another bag for this device that if you guys have not seen the new bag for it, which is actually really cool. They have a carrying bag for this device that has a heating technology built in that you plug it into the USB-C port and it heats up the bag, which is going to allow you to run this device in sub-zero temperatures, all the way down to like minus 40, which is a really cool bag. We showed those guys that product over Prime, which was amazing. I'm trying to get one here in hand so we can show you guys that in person as well. So, really great options. I love the 2000 V2. Bunch of cool technology with that one. Now, we're going to move to their largest standalone system, and that's going to be the 3000 Pro. And this is a full kit with this one. So, you're going to get the device and 2 solar panels and, of course, a very, very large package. So, that is the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro is a 64-pound product. At 64 pounds, they are like, nope, you guys aren't going to carry this around. So why not add some wheels and a handle to it? What they did is they made it look like a literal suitcase design. So I'm going to actually try and come over here and show you guys that. It has 2 large 3-inch wheels with it, and of course an aluminum telescopic handle that folds up into the housing of the device itself. That's going to allow you to tip it over and roll it around even in grass, dirt, concrete, carpet, or whatever. The only issue I saw with it, guys, and I did a bunch of different testing, was rolling through like your soft sand. Like if you think you guys sink in the sand when you're walking through the beach, this is going to sink too. It's the weight thing. Feed me Seymour, huh? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Sheila. Definitely. Now, really cool product. 3,024 watt hours of power with this device. 64-pound package, but it's got 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are your standard 3-prong American plugs at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000. You also have that 5th plug that's going to allow you to plug in like your TIG or MIG welders and other style of plugs. That's also where you're going to plug in, of course, the adapter that's going to do the house controlling if you needed to do that. That's a separate piece, and I don't have that. I haven't even played with it, so I don't know a lot about that piece. Now, with this, it also has 2 USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are going to do 100 watts of charging capability through the 2 ports. You also have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max as well, and a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug hidden behind the flap. And there's a flap next to that green light that's going to be there for you. Now, with the 3000 Pro, it will still work with the app, so you can turn on all of these plugs, see the battery, the charge level, and everything, like I was just showing you guys a little bit ago. 2.5 hours fully charged on a wall plug is all it's going to take for you guys. If you want to plug in solar panels, 6 of those is going to be about 3.5 hours. You're getting 2 of those, so just imagine tripling the time of your charge rate with that to get this charged. Now, there's, of course, that DC extension cable, or, of course, I believe a carrying bag as well, as an option of clippable extra savings, which is kind of cool. Does work into about down to -4 temperatures on this. Now, with this device, because it is 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 6,000, you can actually run a TIG or MIG welder for a little over an hour off of this. So you can actually weld stuff up in the field. Maybe you're out 4-buying and you broke a part of your frame or cracked your frame or an axle or, you know, part of a strut. You can weld that on to get you through out of the woods and then, of course, get you home. It will run that. Now, another cool thing would be like your electric water pump or your sump pumps in your basements. 32 hours of runtime with those. 21 hours, of course, with your movie projectors. 220 hours with a 3-watt light bulb. That's going to be like your little standard LEDs, like what I'm using on the table right there. 5 hours with your 520-watt double-door refrigerator, or 3 hours with 1150-watt window AC. It's going to do well for you. Now, a really cool idea because of what time it is or what type of holiday season it is. It's Halloween time. Coming up is going to be Christmas time. Run your lights and your inflatable decorations off of this device. Now, that's a great idea, and have the solar panels charging it during the day and then allow it to run from certain times. And you can set up those run times to turn on those switches with that, or just turn them on yourself. Really amazing idea with that. I kind of like that. Sheila, I haven't left my house in a while since my car's been down, but I left my house today to go get my wife from work, and the building manager actually decorated downstairs for Halloween, which is kind of cool. Now, my wife has always decorated, so yes, you guys are gonna see pumpkins and Halloween stuff. But for the building to do that, it's kind of cool. I haven't seen them do that in a while, so I was actually quite surprised with that. So the 3000 Pro is a beautiful, beautiful piece, guys. That's going to work out well for you. Does still have two handles to lift it up and down. I'm going to have to tear this table down later. This table's been up for almost 10 days now, so it's been up for a while. Yeah, it's actually, to have a building manager that actually wants to decorate is kind of cool. Our older manager did small decorations. This one went full out and decorated all kinds of stuff. So 3000 Pro, beautiful station, 45% off. Normally like a $4,000 price tag. It's $21.99 tonight. Really, really cool piece. I am stuffed up. It's crazy. All right, we're moving into, I believe, the 300 Pro. We're kind of running behind our 300 Plus. Yeah, 300 Plus, guys. This is 288 watt hours of power in a 9-pound package. Harper, hello, how are you doing? Now, 9-pound package, LifePro 4 cells, can be charged in under an hour and a half, does have an AC outlet, 300 watts of pure sound wave power, but can peak at, of course, 600. It does have the dual USB-C ports, 100 watt port in and out, and of course a 15 watt port USB-C. Then you have the 15 watt USB-A and that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter style plug. Over here, you're going to have a flashlight and, of course, that beautiful screen. Now, this actually charges off of a wall plug or the USB-C port. Under an hour and a half on a wall plug for you. Now, just like the 300, this one will actually run a Nintendo Switch for almost about 40 hours of runtime. This is going to do very, very well. The lightweight of this is actually where it really stands out because of the weight with this. They have sunshine? What? There's sunshine? No way. I haven't seen sunshine in days. I don't doubt they don't have sunshine. Now, you can run other devices off of this from your house fan, of course, to, of course, your Wi-Fi router. House fan, about 4.5 hours. Your Wi-Fi router, about 15 hours. That 3 to 5 watt light bulb, about 22 hours of runtime. 18 hours on a 10 watt speaker, 4.25 hours on, of course, that flat screen TV back there. Heating pads, about 7-ish hours. Your electric blanket, 4 to 5 hours if you really wanted to, which is kind of cool. By itself is a great option, but of course, if you really want to, get the Mini 40. The Mini 40 package deal is a really cool one. This is a great little combo kit, perfectly put, will do well for bug out bags, camping trips. This would come in handy for charging your phones when you have a major power outage, just to get you enough phone charge to maybe jump on a signal if you guys can get a satellite signal or anything like that. So by itself or with the panel, great little options for you. We are going to move over to the 600 Plus. Now, guys, the 600 Plus is actually $399 today. It's like a 20% savings. This is another new product. Now, this product is actually really, really cool, and I'm glad that we can actually show you guys this product, of course. When I show you, we're going to have to bounce down to the table. We're going to have to move over. You're probably going to see my ugly couch with, of course, all the wrinkly pillows that I guess I didn't flop out today. And that's the 600 Plus. 632 watt hours of power in a LifePro 4 cell with Charge Shield 2.0. The Charge Shield 2.0 is going to allow you to charge this in a 1-hour charge rate. Now, it's got dual dual AC outlets that do, of course, 800 watts of pure sound wave power, but can peak at 1600. Now, we have two variations of this device, by itself or with the solar panel. Now, the solar panel option, of course, is the 100 watt Solar Saga solar panel. Now, that solar panel is actually a really cool panel that I'm going to show you because it's a different variation of probably the ones you guys have seen. Now, just like all the other devices, you do have two USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 30 watt port. You also have the 18 watt USB-A port and a flashlight on the front and the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette style DC plug. Now, with the 632 watt hours of power on a full charge in under an hour, you guys can run your kitchen fridge for a little over an hour. Now, with it, guys, you could do, of course, projectors. You guys could do phones, about 27 phones. You guys could do about a laptop, 7 hours, car refrigerator, 6 hours, or keep going down the line of items from Bluetooth speakers to gaming consoles to, of course, you know, the Wi-Fi router, your stoves, your TVs, your toasters, your house fans, whatever you really need with this. It's the 100 watt panel that comes in this kit that's actually really cool because they made it really, really foldable. So this is, of course, the new 100 watt panel that comes with the kit. It is a bifacial design. It, of course, is a monocrystalline solar cell. It is, of course, 100 watts at 18 volts, and it's going to do very, very well. It's got an IP68 rating. The IP68 rating means you guys can use it out in, of course, the very, very wet rain and not have to worry about it. Now, trifold design quad panel. It's a large, large panel. Now, I am trying to attempt to kind of show you guys how big that panel is. If you guys see how large that panel is, it's hard for me to show you. But it is, of course, dual-sided with this on hand. It does have the kickstands built in and, of course, clasp to hold it down, so you don't have to worry about it coming unfolded when carrying it. Under 10 pounds of weight, and has these beautiful kickstands. So that's going to be the 100 watt panel that comes with this, and of course, Darkwing is going to be huge. That's a huge buddy. All right, that's of course the 600 plus and 600 plus with solar panel. Now we're moving into modular systems. We're going to go to the 1000 plus. This is a really cool piece of technology as well, and you guys are going to love it. It's up here next to the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 Plus is on the opposite side. It's got a little bit more battery power built into itself by itself, and that's actually going to be 1200 and, of course, 64 watt hours of power. Now, with it, you have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4000 watts. Now you can have this fully charged in under 2 hours on a wall plug with no issue. Now you guys can do it in a car cigarette lighter style adapter and do it in about 7 hours. Now with it, you also have the 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability and 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max. You also have that 12 volt 10 amp plug and of course a flashlight built on the front. Works with the app. Now, 1264 watt hours of power means you guys can run 1150 watt window AC for a little over an hour. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator for a little over 2 hours. It is a 32 pound package. Now, it does of course have all the beautiful LiFePO 4 cells, a handle to carry it, and can run multiple devices as befit. The device itself is about 20% off for $679. Or you can get it with 2 of the 100 watt solar panels. That's going to be a $929 package with that, of course, as well. Normally like $1,500 price point. Now with it, you're going to get 2 of the 100 watt Solar Saga solar panels and the station, which is actually a really phenomenal deal. Now remember, because you're over that, you know, when you're buying over $1,000 tonight, you guys can use that 5% code. Sheila, you want to share that code over there on that side for everybody? If you have a free minute for me. So everybody on the opposite side can see that. For everybody over on the other channel, we'll share that over here for you as well. I want you guys to have those on top of this. So this, of course, is going to be that code. No problem, Sheila. If you can't do it, it's all good. Totally understand. I got you. Things happen. It's totally good. Now, guys, we're going to talk about the 1000 kit because it does come in a variation of a full kit, and this is going to be the 1000 kit. Now, we're showing you guys the kit as a kit. It's going to come with the battery that's sitting above it, the station below it, and, of course, 2 solar panels. Now, that means you just doubled your runtime to 2,528 watt hours of power. Now, the cool part is the station can actually run 3 of those batteries. Is that Justin or Mrs. Dragon Blogger? And it didn't scare me, buddy. It didn't scare me. Now, like I said, you can actually modular, you can add extra batteries to the system. That means you guys can actually do like your homestead off of this. It's going to be good for your RVs, camping, home emergencies, toy haulers, whatever you really wanted to. Because you doubled your battery, you can double your runtime. If you triple your battery, you can quadruple your battery, right? Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. It's a great option, great price points for these. By itself today, normally it's like $2,000. It's $1,399. It's actually very, very beautiful price point of the full kit. Two solar panels, battery, and a station. Can't go wrong with that. Still has that, of course, looks like a clippable promotion. Still has the carrying bag and an extended cable. So it looks like a lot of these products have promotions as well. Yours, what do you mean mine looks better than what looks better? I missed what you were talking about. Oh, I can't speak, guys. I just can't speak. All right. Let's go to their largest system. We're slightly behind. Justin and his cards. What? Oh man. Yeah. We'll just his does look pretty good with the carts, right? Let's talk about the 2000 plus. Let's go over. Let's go down and let's. Well, that camera just moved quick, didn't it? We're gonna talk about that bad boy right there. Let's zoom out more. This is the 2000 plus power station. This is their largest modular system. This is technically their largest system because it can add batteries. Now, 2,042 watt hours of power in a 62-pound package. Does have the large 3-inch wheels like the 3000 Pro, so you can tip it around and roll it around with it. Has, of course, the nice large handle that folds up inside the casing, so you can do all of that. Now, you have the 5 AC outlets that are going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000 watts for you, which is amazing. You guys can run a Tigger MIG welder for over a half an hour off this device with the amount of power and the plugs it has. It has, of course, the dual USB-C ports, dual USB-A ports, and the 12-volt 10-amp plug with this. Now, with it, of course, because it is 2,042 watt hours of power, you guys can run that window AC for about 2 hours. It's only going to take you 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug, or 25 hours in your car if that's what you deem to need to charge it on. Now, where it's going to stand out is like your CPAP machines for sleeping 150 hours. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator for a little bit, approximately 4 hours of runtime or slightly under. Now, you guys could run a microwave off of this, coffee pots, projectors, hair dryers, mini fridges. You guys could do, of course, angle grinders, weed eaters, lawnmowers, chainsaws, and all of the sorts of ideas. It can also be used as an emergency power supply in EPS, which is about 20 milliseconds of switchover. The multi-port connections, of course, guys, you have the like 11 ports, I think it is total. I can't even do the math today because I've been talking so much. But you have all the ports you could really want on a station like this. You're going to get about 4,000 battery cycles over the next 10 years before it drops down to about 80% battery capacity, where it's only going to charge to around 80% of that, 70 to 80%, which is kind of cool that it can do this. Now, station alone is amazing, and it's a great price point of the station alone. But you guys can get it with a single solar panel, of course, for about $25.99. Or you guys can get it with, of course, the dual solar panels at, of course, another great price point. But it's the kit. The kit, I'm always going to steer you guys towards getting the kits, right? So the kit is a great option. You're going to have the 4,000 kit by itself with just one battery, or you're going to get the full 4,000 kit. The full 4,000 kit is going to be the battery that's sitting right above it, the station below it, and two of the 200-watt solar panels. That's going to be at a 12% savings at $43.99 today. You're also going to have, of course, those two applicable promotions, I believe, of the carrying bag and the carrying bag and the extension cable. I'm going to be honest, the carrying bag's not going to fit this device, but they give you the option of it. Now, with the battery, that means you just doubled your battery time to 4,085 watt hours of power. Because you're over that 3 kilowatts of hour power, you can actually reach out to your utility company, ask them about the residential clean energy program or credit program, and see if you can unlock that 30% tax credit for having a system of this sort, which would be kind of cool with that. Now, it can actually add 5 total batteries if you wanted. So if you had 5 of these batteries, it's going to be 12 kilowatts of hour power. Now, here's where it's really kind of cool with the 5 different batteries. You can have 6 solar panels on the station alone. It's going to take about 3 hours to charge. You can add 6 solar panels to each battery. That's right. You can add solar panels to every battery on this station, which is cool. On the back of the battery has that. Now, you're going to need a linking cable, and it does come with the linking cable. It's this really, really large orange cable. Of course, A to B, A to B, A to B linking cable. They give you the cables when you have the batteries, which is kind of cool. You guys can try and use it as a jump rope, or just act like you're bending a bar around your neck if you really need to. I'm just kidding, guys, but it's kind of cool. I love this cable. This cable is huge. This is actually looks about like a 1/0 to 2/0 cable, so very, very thick cabling for that. Nice and flexible, though, so you can actually do that. You gotta have fun, guys. You gotta have fun. James is losing his mind. No. So if you need, guys, that's going to be a beautiful station. Of course, this will run your whole homestead. It's going to run your home for multiple days. You guys have the amount of power with just the single station or with up to 5 batteries. The cool part is you can actually link 2 of these 2,000 plus stations together in parallel. When you parallel connect them, you can actually add 10 batteries total, 5 to each station, and you can actually have 24 kilowatts of hour power. 24 kilowatts of hour power is a lot of power, and it's going to do well for you. Still works, of course, with the app. The app is beautifully well done. 30 decibels of noise. Most of that is just going to be, of course, clicking it over and everything in between. If you want to, you guys can get, of course, the batteries by itself for that. Now, I believe the batteries by itself are around $1,300 to $1,400, but really great options for that for you guys. With that being said, we're now going to start talking about solar panels. We're going to start off with the 100 Prime panel. The 100 Prime is a new panel that they've come out with. They call this, pretty much consider a modular style or a DIY panel. With this is going to be a permanently fixed panel. It's IP68 rating. It's going to have 25% efficiency in converting light to power. It's going to come with bracketry like this. These are going to be your brackets. There are 4 of these. These brackets, of course, are already pre-drilled for you. So you guys can mount this, of course, to the roof of your RV, your motorhome, your sheds, or your house. And then you mount the device to the slotted port with us. And it does have rails. So you have 4 of these pre-stamped for you, which is actually kind of cool that they have these devices with that. Now, I'm going to try and put it back together. With that kit, you're going to get all, of course, the stainless steel nuts and bolts in that bag, but you're also going to get the self-tapping screws. The self-tapping screws are going to allow you, of course, to self-tap it into, of course, any surface with that. This will actually cut through metal, so don't worry about that. That will actually drill through metal or wood without a problem. Now, on the opposite side, it's got, of course, that nut driver top head. It also has, of course, that gasket. I'm always going to tell you, though, if you're sinking this into, of course, your RV or anything else, add some Loctite or add some sealant to it as you're doing it. That way you don't have to worry about leaks or anything with that. Now, it is, of course, got that gasket to stop that, but you know me, better be cautious than, of course, have to deal with it a lay-in later. Now, with, of course, the panel, it is a nice large panel that, of course, is aluminum housing with this. Now, I'm going to grab this. We're going to attempt to grab this and, of course, bring it over here. And we're going to show you guys this on hand. With this, of course, right here, you guys are going to see, of course, the aluminum housing. Pre-drilled and tapped with holes all the way around for you. It is a bifacial, so both sides can actually pick up sun. Has, of course, the nice 10-foot cable. The cable, of course, has the 80-20 adapter DC plug on it. Or if you guys want to, pull that plug off. And I'm going to do this one-handed, and you guys will be greeted with an Anderson clip. The Anderson clip is going to be used for, of course, the Y splitters with that. Now, with it is a nice, large, and beautiful panel that's going to do well for you. And because it's a fixed style for this, it's not actually that heavy either, which is kind of cool because I can handle this one. This is a lot lighter than the 200-watt panel. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. Very, very beautiful with this. Now, max voltage is going to be like 1E plus 2 volts or whatever, vice versa. It is, of course, proved by the 18 IEC quality test that's been done to it. You're going to get over 10 years of this without an issue. I'm going to tell you guys, probably going to get way more than that without a problem. Fully waterproof, water resistant with, of course, that beautiful IP68 rating. Wide angleability, guys. You guys can angle it whatever direction you guys really want to mount it. Make the mounts or brackets or just flat mount it on top of your RV. This is the 100 Prime. This is a new panel that they came out with for the people that want to permanently mount their stuff. Great for, like your vans, your roofs, your balconies, your RVs, of course, cabins. This would be great for like the off-the-grid cabin or something like that. So really cool option right there that they came out with. 100 Prime. Beautiful panel. I believe that's like $169 too. Now you also have the option of the mini 40 solar panel. This is like a $99 panel. 23% off, of course. IP68 rating. Size of a notebook. Literally 12 inches by 10 inches. Half-inch thick. Clasp, of course, that holds it shut with this. When you open up, trifold design. The trifold design is beautifully well done. It's going to do monocrystalline solar cells. It is literally 40 inches long, so you still have a nice long solar panel for this. 40 watts, of course, a charge for that. It has all the ratings that you're going to need on this. Now, 40 watts is beautifully well done. Perfect for the smaller stations, like the 100 plus, the 240, the 300s, or even the 500 if you want to. I don't recommend this for the 500, but you could use it on the 500. That's up to you. Definitely going to be great for the smaller ones because it's going to make it nice and portable. Very lightweight. Still has, of course, the ringlets to tie it down so you don't have to worry about it flying off in the wind. Just make sure it's nice and well done. 23% efficiency in converting light to power with this one. Really, really amazingly well done. So, beautiful piece right there, the Mini 40. I believe we have 2 more panels. We're going to talk about the 100 watt Solar Saga solar panel. Now the 100 watt solar panel, dual variations. We're showing you guys the 24-inch one, bifold. It's the 100 watt panel. It's going to work well with the 100 plus all the way up to the 1500s for you. This is that 100 watt panel. Has, of course, 2 kickstands, large kickstands that Velcro on. ETFE laminated handle in bright orange. 100 watts of power at 18 volts with this. On the back side, you're going to be greeted with another kickstand that Velcros on, and of course, a pouch. The pouch is for a reason. When you open up this pouch, you're going to be greeted with, of course, that nice long 9.5-foot cable. Has the 8020 plug and the 7909 plug. The 8020 plug is an adapter. The 7909 is permanently and has an orange connection. On the back, also has 2 ports, USB-A and USB-C. The USB-A and the USB-C is going to allow you to connect up and charge your cell phones or other devices right off of this. So you have those variations. Now, it is still an ETFE laminated handle, monocrystalline solar cells in a package that folds up and is the size of this beauty right here. This is a really good one. It's going to grab that light and do well, and you guys can see the light reflecting right there. So that's how it's going to kind of do that. When it's light up, you guys know the light's hitting it perfectly well. Really beautiful piece. Now, still has, of course, the ringlets to tie it down with, of course, tie down. Make sure you do that. This is another great option. It's like $209, 24% off. So if you're looking for something like that, there you go. Now, we have one more solar panel for you guys tonight. This is going to be the 200-watt panel. Now, we showed you guys the 200-watt panel a few times tonight. This is an amazing solar panel. We're going to pop over here, and we're actually going to show you guys a video of it in action. Now, this panel will work on the 600 plus, the 600 plus, the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, the 2000 Pro, the 2000 plus, 3000 Pro, and 1500 Pro stations. Now, 24.3% efficiency. It is a large panel. This panel weighs over 21 pounds. Now, folded shut, it's about 24 inches. Opened up, it's over 80 inches long, right? So do the math with that. Monocrystal insular cells, trifold design, of course, 3 kickstands to hold it up. Should take you about 10 to 30 seconds to connect up. Took me a little longer because I'm recording and everything. Now, this has what's called IBC technology with, of course, the cells that are built into this, which is actually kind of cool. With it, it does come with the 9.5-foot cable. It does have, of course, the 8020 and the 7090 plug. This is literally that cable that was in there. So you have that 9.5-foot cable for that solar panel. The only thing your cable is not going to have is that USB-C port. It's going to have that plug or that plug for 2 different stations. And that's the plugs for it. It's just the standard cabling that they use. The moment you plug that into the solar panels, plug it into your station, you're already picking up power. You do have to power on the station to get that power transferred in, though, so do know the power of the station has to be on. From the moment I plug it in, hit the power, and grab my phone, there's like a 10-second delay. It's already grabbing 153 to 154 watts of solar power to charge in this device. If I had 6 of these panels on the station, 3.5 hours, it would have been fully charged without a problem. Since it was at 61%, probably a lot less than that. An amazing solar panel for, of course, those people that need a solar panel of that size. The 200-watt panel is an amazing, amazing piece. Normally, it's like $699. I think it's 31% off, so like $479 is an amazing price point with that. Now, remember, guys, you also have that 5% off code that you guys can use for anything over $1,000 purchases tonight on the Jackery products, which is cool. So that is the last product I have for today. Is there any questions about any of the items that we have shown or talked about or in the carousel that we may not have talked about? We'll wait and see if anybody replies, and hopefully, we'll see. So phenomenal products, guys. These products are going to do well for you in quick emergencies all the way up to, of course, natural disasters if you need be. Now, with that, solar panels are always fully waterproof. The stations, not so much. You have to protect the stations. The stations have electronics in it. They have open sides, of course, as well. Just like most things, salt water does not go well with these. Just saying that now. They're lithium batteries, all right? So I see no questions with that. So, guys, that is the last of our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us all week long. Of course, you guys probably know how many shows I've done. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Have a great evening, everybody. Later. Nope, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Really, really do. Thank you, Lois. See you too.